Alright you guys, so we've reached the end of the video, and as you can see by going through all the fruits, even dermaplaning on your hand, you can see that everything works. These blades will give your client or your client's spa, whoever you do trainings for, because you're going to take these tools and go and train somebody else possibly in the near future. I definitely would, since there's really no regulation right now for the aesthetics industry to where they're telling you what you can and can't do. Maybe for chemical peels, yes, you have to be a master esthetician. For diamond tip microdermabrasion or certain extractions, yes, you have to be in certain states to do that, or at least be a master esthetician. But as far as dermaplaning, I haven't really heard of anybody saying that you can or cannot do this as an esthetician, which is great. So while there is no regulation, you do need training. You do need a teacher like me, an instructor. You need somehow or somebody that can give you a certificate of training or even a workshop. I would even take a workshop course certificate over anything. Like, you can't just say, hey, I know this treatment. Hey, doctor, can I do this in our dermatology office? Would you allow me to do it? No. You don't have insurance for one. You do need insurance for certain things like this, for dermatome type of blades. It's not a dermatome, but it's close to it. A dermatome actually slices like butter in anybody's skin, no matter how hard or little. That's what those surgeons use in autopsy, or certain surgeries. They use really thin sliced skin. A dermatome blade. This is not dermatome blade. The dermatome will only be sold at certain hospitals or certain doctors. You can't just buy it off of Amazon, eBay, nowhere. They're that sharp. It's crazy. But for dermaplaning, these blades are very sharp as well. So as long as you have some sort of training, your state, if they did try to audit you or come after you, or somehow something happened, like my thumb, if you can see, yeah, I cut myself. And this is when I had the gloves on. Remember I was doing the fruits? So I didn't even see it bleed, because remember, I have gloves on. The blood was on the inside of the glove and I didn't see the cut mark. But when you're cutting to somebody's skin, and I didn't even feel this one, it just happened. I'm pretty sure I caught it on video, so I will have to really go back and analyze everything that I did, so you can really see, like, wow, he did make a cut and he didn't even feel it, because I was busy doing my thing. And like I said, these blades are super sharp. They're like your razor blades. When we're shaving in the morning or evening or whenever you shave, yes, we cut ourselves all the time. And sometimes you feel it, but sometimes you don't. The only time that you're going to feel it is when we put on the aftershave. Ooh, yeah, then you know you cut yourself. Or you open up skin cells and it burns. So for me to cut myself and not even notice it until I took my glove out, I'm like, oh, damn, that's me. You know, it ain't the fruit. You have to be careful. You really have to watch what you're doing to people's skin. Now, if I'm doing something improperly, hey, please tell me by all means. But don't send me stupid ass comments about, oh, you should have did this at a different angle, or you should have and you're not even an esthetician or a master esthetician or certified skincare specialist, because there are certain states that allow you to be a skincare specialist. You don't need to be an esthetician or master esthetician or dermatologist. You can be a skincare professional at Macy's or Saks Fifth Avenue, Sephora, the big box stores. What are those cosmetology or makeup counter girls called, or guys? They're called skincare specialists. They actually have a training course. They actually have certificates that they get. Dermalogica has training courses online, and you don't have to be an esthetician to take them. As long as you got that training, you can get it. SkinScript, well, not SkinScript, Gano, their skin care facility, which is UK based, they're out of England. You can take any of Gano's class. Gano is G-U-I-N-O-T, if I'm probably mispronouncing that, I mean misspelling it, but it's pronounced Gano. Gano's been around forever, for real, 40-50 years. It's been around for a hot minute. They can give you training. We got trained on their electrolysis machines, their skin tightening machines, their facial masks, their thermal masks, which I love. Your face gets hot, you put the mud on the clay and it warms up. I'm like, Jesus, I haven't found that yet. They're the only ones I know that have that. But when you go through their training, they give you a certificate, and you can actually work on a cruise ship, Steiner Corporation, NCL, whatever, Royal Caribbean, as long as you have the proper training. That's all they care about. So remember, if you want the certificate from my training course, it's a separate fee. But if you just want to watch the video, get training on it, I'm already an esthetician, I'm already a dermatologist, I'm already a skincare professional, I'm already an esthetician, then I don't want your certificate because I've already gone through school. I have a diploma. So I really don't need that, you know, unless your job requires it. And that's the catch, because nowadays jobs are requiring you to have some sort of certificate of training. You have to. If I was to hire somebody like you or anybody else, myself, I had a twin, I would make my own self go through training. I'm not going to hire you just because you went to a school that taught you shit. Your school is just a basic form. Even as a master esthetician, it's still the basic level of master esthetician. So you still need to train when you go into the field. OJT. OJT just stands for on-the-job training. That's it. And the on-the-job training means more than anything. The certificate just gets you in the door. Your foot in that you have some sort of training. I don't have to keep retraining you. I don't have to keep wasting my time and hire a trainer. There are salons and spas, med-spas who hire trainers at $5,000, $8,000 a pop just to come down and train 5 people or 8 people, whatever. They're charging people $5,000 to $8,000, maybe even more. Paul Mitchell School of Beauty, whatever, had these trainers come down and teach people hair and makeup or whatever it was. I think those were actually like $10,000 instructors. It's ridiculous, and they only came for 2 days. I wish I could work for Paul Mitchell. All the shit. Let somebody out there know that I need a job. But in the meantime, I'm here to educate you on what you need to look out for, how you need to get these items. These items right here, you can buy from my website, or you can go online from Dermaplaning Pro. It's just Dermaplaning and then Pro, Pro.com. That's kind of the only website other than Amazon where I get my dermaplaning blades from. They're the only other company that I would trust. Everybody else, I don't know. They have some with plastic handles. They have little small. Be careful. So anyways, on my website, I have a link in the description where it says show me more. If you scroll down past the video, you should see a box that says show more. Click on it. I get a crazy discount from Amazon for being a military veteran. My services that all of you guys are enjoying, your freedom and shit like that, they recognize that. Amazon does. So I get a different discount than most people would ever know. Most veterans know about it, but you don't. But now you do. That's why I say, if you want to click on the link, you can. Do I get anything out of it? No. I might get a small, like $50 gift card sometimes from Amazon, but I'm not affiliated based with them. But you can take advantage of the discount that I provide on my website. So, the 2 different handles, they do the same functions. They just carry different width or length type of blades. That is it. So I have a link that shows you so you don't mess up, because remember, there's a lot of terminology that can confuse you. It really can. It confuses me. I look on there like, is the 10 blade the same as the 9 blade, and the 7 blade is the same as the 8 blade? Is the 8 blade the same as the 14 blade? Yeah, as long as it's under 15, 14 and under, then yes, you can use it on a regular handle, the basic handle. They don't tell you that online because they don't know about it either. They're just selling you a product. Now, if it's 15 and higher, over 14, so that means it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 26, or whatever, because I think the biggest blade is 26 blade, which is bigger than this. It's actually like a damn near broadsword or a Game of Thrones type of sword, like, Hah! So you go online and you remember anything over 15 is the bigger blade, the bigger handle. That's the only difference. So don't get confused. Click on the link. It will lead you in the right direction. You do not want to make a mistake and you have a client, and as soon I've seen people call me last fucking minute and try to tell me, do I have the right blade for, oh, I ordered this and it won't fit my handle. I'm like, did you not click on the link? Did I not tell you? I ain't gonna say her name, but let's just say her name is Vicky. Vicky wanted to call me because she had a party, a spa party. She calls me and says, hey, my party it's about in 40 minutes from now, or maybe an hour and 40 minutes, something like that. And I said, okay, what the fuck you want me to do? She basically said, well, my handle is smaller than the blade that I purchased. She purchased 15 and higher blades, the bigger blades. When you try to put the bigger blade on a smaller handle, it will not work whatsoever. It just doesn't. It can't work. It won't even go into the groove. It's too big. It won't stay on. See, I have it on janky, but if I keep wiggling it, you can't do your process, your dermaplaning. So she said, can I hold the handle of the blade and still do it this way? I'm like, are you crazy? If you hurt somebody, you get That's what she wanted to do. She didn't want to basically pay for me to come down there and give her some new blades, because that's what I offered. I said, hey, why don't I just bring you a blade handle? You can pay me 20 bucks for it, you know, because they're inexpensive. They're like maybe $15, $20. They're not a lot. Some of them are $8 and $10. Those are used. Don't mess around. The $8, $10. They might have a defect on it. What? Just use caution. Use caution. I have links in the description for you to buy the right ones. So in the end, she finally did pay me, and she paid me for my time to come all the way out there in Rockville, Maryland. Oh yeah, I charged her like $150 altogether just to come out there, just to give her some blades, because remember, she had like 15 to 20 people there. She miscounted. When you count for these parties, when somebody says, hey, I want a service for 8 women and men, so I guess 4 on 4, I guess they're gonna bring couple, they're all couple. Okay, so it's 8 people. 8 might be men, 8 might be, or 4 might be men, 4 might be female, or it could be a mixture of the two. 8 really means 10, or even 12. 12 turns into 24, 24 turns into 38, 38 turns into 99. You have to account for an overage, basically. So when people come in, they see your services as 8 people, then that 9th person or 10th person comes in and says, oh girl, that man, I didn't know your skin was gonna glow like that. They want to get a service too. So now that 8th person now turned into 9. She calls her friends. Oh, 9 turns into 10 or 12 or 15. You have to over account for your parties. Always. Always. Even if it's just one person, you don't know who they're gonna call. They might be Instagramming their face. I have plenty of people on the YouTube channels that you can see from my next video I'm going to show you. A young lady, she's videotaping the whole thing. And she said, what am I doing later on? And it was off camera. I wish I would have kept my damn camera recording, because that's a perfect example. She called her friends, and 3 of them little jokes, because they were all going out that night. And they all got a facial service. So 1 turned into 4. Easily. And it happens all the time. That's my upsell. I don't care about upselling products. I don't upsell memberships. No, they're going to come back. I do a great service. I do an outstanding service. You're going to come back. They all do. And when I mean all, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow. I have ladies who have called 5 years. I gave a person my card at an event 5 years ago, and she called me. 5 years. It may have been even longer than that, probably close to 6 years, and she still held on to my card. Don't know how. I don't even hold on to cards for more than 6 years. She did. And I turned her facial into a massage, her massage into buying product. Man, that was like a $300 out of one client, $300 something. You can do the same thing. It is easy if you are a beast. If you are great at your job, you know what the fuck you're doing. You're not worried about what everybody else do. Fuck them. Do what you have to do. Take care of your client. They're number one. That's the priority. That's the mission. You get it done by any means necessary. So back to the blades and everything, because I'll keep going. You have no idea. But it's knowledge. It's food for thought. You have to get this knowledge, because if you don't, you will fail. And if you fail, you can blame me. Nah, fuck that. I didn't teach you that. I don't teach you how to fail at all. There will never be a time. No. Some honorable mentions when you're doing this service. So of course you're going to have gloves. Of course you're going to have a hair wrap if somebody has crazy hair and it's all in the way. Give them a hair wrap, or at least a tie, or a rubber band, which I have right here. Just did small rubber bands. I keep them handy anywhere I can. In my box, wherever. Have something to tie the hair. If you don't want to tie the hair, in most of my videos, I don't have my clients' hair tied at all. I'm a beast. I know what I'm doing. I know your baby hairs. I know where to look. So I'm not going to be making mistakes. I even asked a client, do you want these hairs? I have a mirror. You always need a mirror. You need a mirror. If you don't have a mirror, guess what you have? You have a cell phone. You have a cell phone, put it on the reverse camera, like a selfie. That's your camera or your mirror. Don't worry about having these. It's just some people love seeing a mirror. But your phone works the same exact way. It is 2019, for crying out loud. You can almost do anything on your phone. So you're going to have a hair tie, mirror, gloves, the cream that you use for the gliding cream for the face to make it easier than dry dermaplaning. Dry dermaplaning is fine. You're doing everything correct. It's just, I prefer somebody to put gel on my face. That's just me. But if you do the dry dermaplaning, yes, it has its purposes behind it. I am not going to sit here and give you a whole lecture on why the dermaplaning needs to be dry, why it helps when it needs to be wet. That's more in the scientific terms or the aesthetic school side. We're not here to go to school. We're here to learn hands-on training. OJT, on the job training. You are past school. I expect you to know what you're doing in the skincare profession as far as it comes to the skin cells, ribosomes, desmosomes, the skin, 5 basic skin cells, stratum corneum, stratum luteum. Oh God, it goes on and on and on. We're not going to teach that because that, yes, you would have to go to school for that. That is an actual school setting. You need to go and sit in this 8-hour, 10-hour classes or whatever on the weekend. I'm not here for that. I'm here to get you hands-on training because you should know what you're doing. If you claim to be an esthetician, you claim to know your skincare doctor, whatever, even a dermatologist, doctors are no exception. There's a lot of doctors out here who are bullshitting. They don't know a damn thing. I work with 7 of them, like I said before. At least 4 of those fuckers will always come to me and ask me, especially when it comes to someone of color. And I'm not talking about just black. I'm talking about Filipino. I'm talking about Asian. I am talking about if you are Italian. If I'm talking about like Olive, like Olivia Munn, or Jennifer Aniston, that's a skin type 3. They're still technically Caucasian or what, but they might be mixed with something because how'd they get that dark? They're an olive color. They're like a perfect color. It's great. When it comes to a Rihanna, when it comes to Amber Rose, something like that, or Lupita Nyong'o, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't want the Black Panther clan to come after me now. But look, if you are somebody of that color, dark, middle, Filipino, Hispanic, Jennifer Lopez, yo, you know what I mean? Like Halsey's like skin type 3, 4-ish. Like she's at, but she's alright, you know what I mean? Or Rita Ora, she's like 3-ish, 4-ish, when you look like Michelle Yeoh would be like a skin type 3/2, like she's borderline. Because she's kind of pale, but she's not. She has skin color. You see what I'm saying? So, those doctors, they don't know shit. They will come to me and ask me, how do I do this because it's a person of color? It's crazy. These treatments that you're doing here is the same treatments that you're going to use on all walks of life, all colors, all races, all nationalities. Doesn't matter. It's going to be the same, okay? Now, if somebody has acne, bumps, and other craziness, then yes, it would be different because they have a skin condition or a problem that maybe dermaplaning might not be the best solution for, because you're going to start cutting into bumps. That could be very painful. So if your skin is clean and clear, go for it. But if it has a few bumps in certain areas, be cautious of those areas, work around it. Don't be a hero. Don't be trying to do the whole thing. That's what the chemical peel's for. That will soften it up and get flat. So next time you can now go in with the dermatone or dermaplaning blade and you're good to go. So you give them what they want in the areas that they can receive it. Not just because they want it. The whole thing. No. You have to explain to them why I can't give you this. You see what I'm saying? If they have sunburn on their face, you won't be doing none of these treatments because I can't work on your face. You have sunburn. You have basically a 2nd degree or if not a 3rd degree burn on your face. And you're peeling. The sun peeled you before I even put a chemical peel. Fuck that. Don't do anything that these clients tell you. long as you sanitized your hands and they're clean, dip it in there. You only need a globule for each side. That is it. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. Please, a little goes a long way. Like I said, gloves, you can find these anywhere, CVS, whatever. But I put everything in the description. Now, these last two items that I'm going to talk about, one is going to be for the next video, but this is your extraction tool. Your extractor for little small bumps and everything, because sometimes you can extract certain bumps on the face, forehead, chin, cheek area, mouth, nose, ears, neck, whatever it will be. After you pop them, they go flat. Therefore, you can use your dermatone blade, or Jesus, your dermaplaning blade, not dermatone, dermaplaning blade across that acne, because remember, you popped it. You got the fluid out after you milked it, and there's going to be a video on extractions, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Because once you extract a bump from the skin, that pus comes out, or that oil, liquid, water, whatever it is, sebum, the collection of excess nonsense underneath your skin, an infected bee crap or the infected sweat gland, it comes out, and now it's fine. Now it's leveled out. Now you can take that dermatone blade. That's why it's good to do extractions first. Normally I'm always going to be cleansing the skin, toning the skin, extractions. That's my cycle all the time. I never get outside of that. Those are my first 3 steps. I always will do that. No, I won't do anything else, because you're always going to need to cleanse the skin to keep it clean. Get rid of makeup, dirt, impurities. Ingrown hairs can come off from Castile soap. So yes, soften up the skin. Use a hot towel to soften it up, or steam. After that, toning. Toning rebalances the skin, puts your pH balance back to where it needs to be right then and there, so it's not inflamed. Then I do extractions. After extractions, you can go ahead and do your dermatone, or dermaplaning. I keep saying dermatone, Jesus. Once you do your dermaplaning, you can now go into diamond tip microdermabrasion. But remember that blade that I said that had that tip to it? This tip, the sharper tip, the one you could lance it or poke into. So for certain acne, if it's stubborn, this you can poke into, but you want to be careful. You do not want to just be, because you could slice into something. This is a heavy, blunt instrument. Be careful. You need to know what you're doing. I barely use this for poking into skin or trying to lance it. When I lance it something, I'm going to use my extractor. This is the regular loop for the extractor, but in here, this is a different type of extractor. You take off the back part, unscrew it, take it out of its home or casing. All I did was, the needle was inside of this tube. You take it out, now the needle's exposed, or you lance it. Now you screw it back in the opposite way, or lefty loosey, righty tighty, and now it's in there, it's tight. So now you have a lancet, and so now when you poke into the face, oh Jesus, good God, oh, what the fuck am I? Why am I doing this? Anyway, you can use your hand, whatever. Yeah, it's very sharp. This is all I need. It pokes in there, oozes the pus out. I'm good. I'm good to go. This you won't get in too much trouble for in certain states. But if you try to tell somebody you poked in somebody's face with this, surgical, they're probably gonna, yeah, I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't recommend it. I'm just showing you what those blades are made for, why they're sharp at the end. Why are they hooked as a J? Because sometimes that hook needs to go into an ear and clean out ears. It needs to go into a nose. I'm talking about in a nose, like I'm putting my finger in the nose now. Yes, they have J hooks because it's like a J upside down, and it's an actual blade, and it curves. Some people have crazy stuff in their nose, ears, behind the ear, anywhere where there's a weird curve, almost like at the outside of the nose, underneath the chin, lip. There's a lot online that you're gonna see, like, man, do I need this blade? Do I need that? Most of those blades are for surgical purposes. When they need to make a cut or an incision inside of a mouth or inside of a lip, that's what it's there for. It's not for actually dermaplaning. Don't let nobody fool you or instructors tell you need to buy these. Please don't. Please give me a call if you need any type of assistance, help, please. But a lancet right here, this is good. So you unscrew it. So because you don't want the sharp point sticking out, put it back in the hole. Sharp point goes in the hole. It goes into the hole. So then you just screw it into the hole. Sharp point goes in the hole. When it's in the hole, it's there. It's not gonna come back out because you screwed it. It has little rivets, so where you can screw it in. All right, and so it turns into a extractor and a lancet at the same time. It's a beast. This will be in the description, so you can click on it. This is where you buy them. It's where I buy them. All right, and so lastly, my diamond tip microdermabrasion machine. So the diamond tip microdermabrasion machine is a beast. This is a portable one. So this is where I go to party, and I take this with me. Now there's another portable one that I'm going to show you in another video, the dermaplaning video, and it's all on nothing but diamond tip microdermabrasion, and it's going to be on diamond tip microdermabrasion, the portable handheld. So it's not this big machine. It's actually handheld. So I'll show you that one in the next video. So after we're done dermaplaning, now you can do this before or you can do this after. I prefer doing dermaplaning first to get rid of the dead skin that just won't come up with diamond tips. Diamond tips, yes, it almost acts as sandpaper. The sandpaper grit at like a medium grit sandpaper. There's a fine grit as well, which there's different attachments. There are different heads that come off and they screw on. And so when you screw these on, they're good to go. It sucks after dermaplaning. Dermaplaning gets off the stubborn, stuck, just you know, you're in a headlock type of dead skin cells. You know, if you're ever in a rear naked choke, it's hard as shit to get out of, especially if it's with a person that knows what they're doing. Yes, you need to know exactly how to get out of that rear naked choke in like 2 seconds. You have to, because you're gonna black out. That's what. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what the dermaplaning blade is for. That's the rear naked choke, the hard choke. That's for getting rid of that person that's from behind you. That's what this does. But sometimes when you get rid of the hard ones, sometimes there's little small pieces of scabby hairs or scabby skin cells that refuse to come off with the blade. That's why you have your diamond tip microdermabrasion has a smaller, finer grit, so it can get down deep. You can even use this if your machine doesn't work, or say you forget for some reason your power cord, which could happen. You can still, it's the same purpose. It's just without the suction. This is a suction tube that sucks all the, damn, you can even see it in the tube. Oh, look at it. What is that? Ugh. Jesus. Ugh. Damn. So there's a lot of collection and dead skin all in this thing, and it collects in this machine. So that's just what the suction tube is for. Without the suction, you're still doing the same exact thing and getting rid of dead skin cells. It just makes your skin that much smoother. This is a heavier grit. This is a fine grit, like very fine. When you make a baseball bat, the baseball bat is cut down by something like this and kind of molded a little bit, but what makes it nice and smooth on the outside and makes it all nice and like, man, this bat is smooth, is this. It's a finer grit. Those are the differences. One is for getting rid of all the hard shit. The next one is for polishing, just like a car, to buff out all the dents or marks or anything. Polishing, that's what this does. So we'll go into that in the next video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. It has been a long video, don't get me wrong, but for us as master estheticians or estheticians, because some states don't have master esthetician programs, so we just call it estheticians. Masters just mean you learned chemical peels, you learned diamond tip microdermabrasion machines, you've learned IPL photofacial, you've learned laser machines, E-matrix, you've learned cold and hot lasers, cool sculpting, infrared saunas. You've learned a lot of treatments beyond what a basic esthetician would learn. You've learned like the Medi-Spa type of things, treatments. If someone has port wine stain, someone has melasma, very hard treatments or diseases or conditions that people have, then yes, you would need to be a master esthetician. Or even further past that, a dermatologist. Dermatologist is more diagnosing. They're the ones who go in and actually can cut into their surgical, they're diagnosing, they can give you medicine. Yeah, they're the doctor part of it. So we can't diagnose anything. All we can do is treat. So if the doctor tells me I can do this, then I do it. That's the differences between those three: dermatologist, master esthetician, and esthetician. Basic esthetician. I don't say basic because there's nothing about basic about an esthetician. No, estheticians actually know a lot of things that an actual doctor probably won't even know. Doctors, like I said, they're good into the diagnosing part of it. It's my hair's falling out. Yeah, you would actually see a dermatologist about that. They specialize in alopecia. If I have vitiligo or white spots or splotching on my face, dermatologist. I couldn't fix that. That's way past even a laser. Like, you may have to fix something internally. They're more internal doctors. They know what can help your body from the inside out and outside in. Either way, we're not trained in that. So when you look at a dermatologist, they're great about sending skin samples off to a lab and telling you, actually, yeah, you may have stage whatever melanoma or cancer. They're great with working with oncologists. I can't work with an oncologist. I can only say that that bump looks irregular or it's not asymmetrical. You may need to see a dermatologist. That's the great thing about me, is I can get to see your problems before you have to go to see a doctor. Because most people in this world, they're not going to go see a doctor. They'll come see me 9 times out of 10 before they go see a dermatologist. So we're the middlemen. We're the ones who we know both sides, the basic esthetician side, and I know the dermatology side. I know how to do chemical peels. I know how to do dermaplaning. I know how to do all this stuff the dermatologists used to do. But now there's just so much skin conditions in this world that have crazy problems. They can't handle everything. So that's when the master esthetician came around. That's why you have medi-spas, medical services with spa treatments combined. So if you got a sore shoulder and you got a rotator cuff injury and you just got injured and they had to do surgery on you, that was the medi part of it. They did surgery on your shoulder. Now to get your shoulder moving and mobility wise, they will send you to a spa service, which would be a massage therapist. Not a physical therapist. Physical therapists get you to move in your arms, re-strengthening and all that good stuff. Yes, pills, blah, blah, blah. Strengthening exercises at home. But the massage therapist is the one that really works and flushes your blood, gets the toxins out, all that good stuff. Same thing for face surgery. You have muscles in your face, they're going to send that person to me. That's why you need to start taking insurance payment. I just had a party last weekend. All of them use their FSA. Their flexible spending accounts through the government, and all they did was swipe that card through my card reader. I have Square. It just boop, here's your $85 payment. All I put in there is the diagnose, or I can't diagnose, but I tell them what what my profession needs them to have on their receipts so they can get their money back. And it's easy to take insurance payments nowadays. You just have to have your card reader basically registered with that card or whatever government agency is going to issue that card. Because if I'm not registered through Square or whatever, PayPal, whatever it is for medical services, I can swipe the card 1 billion times, it won't go through. Because there's different codes on that card, because it's a government agency or a local federal agency, local law enforcement, firefighter, a certain agency to where it's state officials. They have their own codes on their credit cards, their business cards. So if you can swipe all day, just because there's a Visa logo, MasterCard, American Express, that doesn't mean shit. You have to actually call that card company and say, hey, I want to be a distributor for you, whatever. Or now you don't have to do that anymore. Now because Square does it for you, PayPal does it for you. All the vendors now do it for you. They charge you an extra little fee, but it's nothing. So you don't have to worry anymore. As long as you have that code on your swipe or your register, you are good to go. I love taking money like that because they spend more. They didn't care, because remember, their money, it's already pre-tax dollars. It's already going on their credit card. They're paying it out of their paychecks every 2 weeks. So they have to use it up at the end of the year, or it can roll over in certain departments. But if it doesn't roll over, they're trying to spend it as much fast as they can. It's an easy way to get money. I have an insurance billing class. I have it in the link below. I'm going to put it in the link below. You have to become a member of my website to actually see that video. It's a 4-hour video. Almost. I think it's 3 hours and 40 some odd minutes, 46 minutes. It's literally longer than The Godfather. Oh yeah, I put everything in there, step by step by step, of how you can take insurance billing. It is the new way. I'm telling you right now, it is the new way. Like in the future, why would I want to be accepting cash unless I just need it? I mean, yeah, okay, I'll take the cash, but I'd rather take it on that company card, because now I can build. Those ladies I did the party for, they bought stuff that they didn't even need. I was like, are you... I'll be nice in the beginning and say, well, you know, I think you're good with just this cold cream or this wonderful CBD oil, moisturizing oil. Oh no, I'll take 3. I'm like, 3? This gonna last you, 3 will last you more than a year. Like, you don't... But I'll try to be nice. But they will buy. When people try to, they have a certain amount of money to spend before it ends, they'll buy anything from you. Especially if you're a great person, especially if you have a great service. I have actually a gentleman, he bought, or his wife bought him, because he's an athlete, he runs all the time. He has a 3-month package with me. 3 months. So once a week I go and see him. Oh yeah, that's $85 every week just from him. They paid me up front. Just $85, what, 4 times 85 is whatever, and times 3 months. Yeah. That's what I collect. So basically almost like 400 a month. It was like 3 whatever, 70, whatever. So almost, let's just round it up to 4, because they normally always give me a $20 tip. So I'm at 105, right? So you got 100, 4, 8, 12, like 12, 1,100 or 1,200 something dollars easily. And they pay me up front with their FSA card, because they can. You can pay for services up until a certain amount. I think it's 90 days. That's it. You can't do advance payments, because if you have a membership, a gym, they will pay for a membership all the way up to 90 days. Then there's HSA, health spending account. They're both kind of the same thing. One is just more flexible. Think flexible. Healthcare spending account is more just health based, not so much buying products and stuff. It's just basically for your treatment of health and pills and stuff. That's it. They're not going to let you buy groceries with it. Not going to let you buy daycare vouchers with it, because flexible spending account, you can use your you can pay for childcare with flexible spending account. There's a lot of things you can pay for that you, oh man, that's in the billing class. I list everything. You can actually go on the, I give you links to websites where you can go and like, damn, I didn't know I could get my nails done with flexible spinning. Yeah, if you have an ingrowing hair and it got infected, and I look at it and say, oh yeah, that looks infected, or you go to a nail tech or somebody like that, a doctor, they look at your nail and say, yeah, that's infected or claimed infected. You can actually get a nail service for free. You know, you hit your hand with a hammer or whatever, hey, you got to get treatment for that. You need a massage therapist to massage that out. You could pay for certain services that you wouldn't believe. So this is the future. I can't wait for you guys to see that video. I can't wait for you guys to see other videos coming up about diamond tip microdermabrasion, because this is how you're going to make your money. These are treatments that are instant. You will see instant gratification on your client's face in a blink of an eye. Like, it happens right there. There's no downtime. There's no waiting. Of course, after the chemical peel, yes, there will be some downtime. At least 2 to 3 days out of direct sunlight. At least up to 72 hours. 48 to 72 hours. You can still go to work. You can still apply a little bit of makeup, but don't apply too much. Just light to cover up the peeling. Not everybody's going to peel, but most people do. So these are treatments that people are going to see instantly. They're going to be great for the photos, the ladies' night out, they going out, having a girls' trip, for real, for real. Yeah, this is it. Thank you guys for watching. So you guys have gotten a chance to see what dermaplaning tools that I use in my practice. And remember, this is what I use myself. What you're going to use is stuff that's going to be tailored to your practice and what you think or what you feel is best for your practice. Not everything that I'm going to do in these videos is going to please everybody. It's not for everybody. But you can take this as a learning tool and move on and get better. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to be way better than I am, than I can ever dream of. You know what I mean? I don't want you to hurt anybody. I don't want you to get sued. I don't want you to do the shit that I'm doing. Do it better. Do it better. This is just precautionary tales. Like, hey, I like this, but I will do this better. I'm going to take this and put it in my toolbox, but I'm going to transform it or tailor it to my needs. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm happy you're doing that. I'm happy you're watching. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos, because I didn't have any, there was no YouTube when I went to aesthetic school. Well, there was YouTube, Master Aesthetic School, yeah, I take that back. Master Aesthetic School, yeah, YouTube was around, but I didn't go on there heavy. I didn't know there was aesthetic videos on there. I just watch YouTube videos for the stupid, silly shit that people today still watch, the dumb shit, fighting and shit, you know what I mean? But I didn't know there were tutorials. My aesthetic teacher in my basic school was a dumb fuck. She didn't know shit. She was the director's daughter. Her mom was the director, right, of the school, and she was barely out of high school. I think she was maybe in community college or first year of college, whatever. She didn't know anything about aesthetics, but she was teaching us. She didn't have any accreditation, but she was teaching us. Isn't that crazy? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But anyways, you guys are much more informed with these videos than I ever could be. You know, it's taken me a while. After 6 years, I could actually say that, yes, I am a beast. No one can tell me shit. But I could have been a beast in my 3rd year, maybe even 2nd year of doing this. I went to crappy training, really crappy training in New York. That class is $1,800 damn dollars. That's almost $2,000. I really spent over $12,000 because I spent the 3-day hotel, or 2 days. Damn, that hotel was expensive as shit. It was like $140 something a night, like $147. If you wanted a cheaper hotel, you had to drive out of the city. Man, it was a headache. I love New York. I love it. But it's like you have to have some money. Where we were, oh man, like what, Soho area, I finally got to see. Man, very expensive district. So remember, taking this course, it's more affordable. You get your certificate, you get your training, and now you can show your employer that you know how to do dermaplaning.